pain.
This is how I win.
This is no democracy. It is a dictatorship.
Hate. Double hate.
Load entirely.
You're out of order! You're out of order!
Everything that guy just says bullshit. Thank you.
I'm a bitch, all the bitches back. Stone cold sober, as a matter of fact. I can bitch, got them better than you. It's the way that I move, the thing that I do.
I wanted tonight off. I didn't get tonight off. I'm here doing the show. I didn't have to, but I could not do the show because I like it. My dog's losing control right when I start the show. This is beautiful. We're doing brackets. We're doing a bracket. This is March Madness is my favorite time. I've always liked it when movies do this. People argue about what stuff is. Why not do it on the show? I reached out to Nazario and Mike. Not that I stole their idea, but I did steal their idea. But I was hoping they were going to be okay with it. They don't care because Nazario's going through a lot of pain right now. I'll just leave it alone at that. But I brought probably some of the most opinionated people in this community about films on to decide what YLS's national champion is this year. They're going to decide. There's no ties. I have 5 people here. There are 4 different sides, 16 in each one, 64 total movies. It will be quick. I know that I say that all the time, but I talk about 40 movies in general, and Barr and Scott have been on the same show, and it's taken like 4.5 hours. So
should have burned this place down when I had a chance.
Great new clip. This is going to be chaos. I also love, I want to point this out, Chris Diaz. I put this on the thing, and Chris Diaz goes, I might be. Not fully committed, just you might be.
Let us know if you are, if you're here, Chris.
It's my favorite comment of the entire thing. I might be. There are definitely themes to each one of these brackets. I'm going to tell everybody to shut up after we talk about them. So, Scott, just be on the lookout. Barr, you were literally a punching bag last week. You were a shell of yourself at the end of that show.
What's new?
You said, I'm available. Why are you available?
I don't know.
That's a really good question. Spence, you have trash takes. But I think you, like, Koho's growing out of that bit a little bit. You're, like, full-on pedal to the metal still. I have trash opinions, and I'm okay with it. Are you going to cause chaos tonight on the show?
I will be respecting basketball today, like how draft day respects football, and D2 the Mighty Ducks respects hockey, meaning not as much.
Are they just office videos? Because that's fine.
Get new material. What the fuck?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Koho. Brian, I don't know. Did you win last week?
I did.
You did.
I won YLS.
And then he said, I'll see if I'm free. Because Koho did this thing. He posted the thing and goes, a new topic. And then everybody messaged me and goes, what is it? And I'm like, I should have just put bracket in the thing so I didn't have to say all the stuff. Brian won. Brian said he might not be available. But then I was like, I don't want to break all these ties. That's not the point of the show. I need another person. Brian's available. Brian, you'll definitely cause chaos tonight because when you don't like something, you're free to just say you don't like it. So,
oh yeah, I am well comfortable with the fact that I am the minority opinion in most cases, and I just don't give a shit. That's the beauty of being a grumpy old man. So, the downside of it though is I have to like ask my wife for permission to do this. That's why I wasn't sure if I was available. So,
same. I was like, hey, I'm not doing YLS, but now I'm doing YLS. She's like, great, awesome. Scott, I think you were the first one to commit to being on the show tonight. Just like normal episodes.
Yeah.
You're like, what's the topic? I said it's a bracket. You're like, cool. I'll be there. So how do you think you're going to do tonight? Which there is actually no winner. It's just the winner of who makes the worst pick to the end, I guess.
Well, in that regard, I think I'm going to lose because looking around at the other folks who are here, I feel like I am going to be the one who's on my own island tonight. But we will find out. I'm going to stand up for what I want to stand up for, whether it's going to win or not.
There is going to be a drinking game allowed for tonight. If multiple times. Bar says, I ain't seen it. Take a drink. If you haven't seen it, since Koho does it all the time in every aspect, logs movies and probably has never watched a minute of it on normal speed, he will get to come in and rule in favor of that if need be.
I am dead inside.
So was I when I found out you watched Drive My Car for the first 45 minutes on 2x speed. Kirk, you were supposed to be in my spot.
Yep.
You hate me and made me do work. How do you think tonight's gonna go?
People who didn't set a list hate you and made you do work. How was it my fault? I think this is going to be like a nightmare. I think we'll live long enough to one day really regret this and be like, hey, remember we did the brackets? That was bad. That's my prediction for tonight.
All right. I haven't done this. We have never done this, so Cole's going to walk me through. But I think what we're going to do is our first matchup that we have to decide is The Shawshank Redemption versus The Matrix.
Ooh.
So, Bar, tell me where you're leaning, how you generally feel about both movies, and then we'll go around.
Oh, I'm not even just leaning. I'm full on with the Shawshank Redemption. I think The Matrix is a little overrated, to be completely honest with you. I understand why of the time, I guess, people liked it as much, but I don't know. I just thought it was incredibly full of itself, convoluted, and whereas Shawshank, it's amazing.
You think that smoking drugs is cool?
So, just real quick, Brian did not mean this, I don't think, but Brian did this look forward that I looked like in Taken when Liam Neeson picks up the phone and says, I have the slick set of skills. He didn't mean it, but that's what it looked like on camera, and I thought he was coming for Bart. But interesting. Also, as somebody that just watched the Matrix recently, I agree with you. I think the movie is completely overrated. But, Spence.
Fuck Andrew Barr. Voted for The Matrix.
Okay. So we have a Shawshank Matrix. Okay. Brian.
I'm going to go Matrix. I mean, while I do think it does get a little bit overrated and it hasn't quite lived up to what it used to be, I think it's hurt by the sequels. I think Shawshank is a very good movie, but that is so overrated. I mean, it is very good, but people think it's like the best movie ever made, and it's really not.
Where is Nick Twohig? He needs to be in a padded room right now. Scott.
Both great movies. I'm going to try to evaluate this as objectively as possible. And so I think that The Shawshank Redemption is, like I said, a great movie. It was in my top 100. However, The Matrix changed movies when it came out, and we're still seeing the effect of that today. So I'm going with The Matrix.
Shawshank is out.
It's not even
one. This is Virginia all over again. The 16th
Andrew, don't make a punch you
on,
again.
knocked it off. Kirk, where would you have went?
Are we just going to do this all night? Like my vote's never going to count?
So we're going to reverse it on the next one since you didn't get a chance to talk. So
no, I definitely would have went Shawshank. I like The Matrix. I don't like as much as everybody else. I like Shawshank probably as much as everybody else or more.
I regret bringing Brian. I'd rather break the tie at the point. That
Come on, Brian. Chaos.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it should be Shawshank.
Okay.
What are we doing?
So we have The Matrix moving on. The 16th seed will go into the next round. Next up, little films. Nothing to be too concerned about. We have The Godfather versus The Empire Strikes Back. Kirk, we're gonna get your opinion first.
This is mean because there's not a ton of movies that Empire would beat for me, but obviously it's going to be The Godfather. Empire is great. It's without a doubt like head and shoulders, not even the same ballpark, the greatest Star Wars movie. There's no contest, and I think it just transcends the franchise. But Godfather is The Godfather. It's the greatest movie ever made. So Godfather, yes.
Scott.
The Godfather. Enough said.
Okay. Brian.
You don't need to ask me, but I'm going to lose anyway. Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Okay. And Spence?
representing the second best fandom category, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, Empire. So now it's 2-2.
Well.
God.
Well,
Mr.
well,
Object-
well. How the turntables.
By the way, I
Here,
want to make this
good
known
doctor.
to the community. Barr once gave The Godfather 4.5 stars because he got sleepy because he just had a big meal and then watched The Godfather and fell asleep. So
I can agree with that assessment. I'd give
so
4.5
his
stars in the
mood-
sleepy meter.
No, but his mood put it to sleep, and but he goes, "It's a 5 stars if I wasn't sleepy." Great. Where are you leaning, Godfather or Empire Strikes Back?
The Godfather.
All right, The Godfather moves on.
Fuck you, Adelaide.
Fuck
Hell,
you.
I don't know which one
So
this
basically,
is. I'm
Godfather's gonna win this whole
lean in-
bracket.
yeah, I know which one this is. Okay. The next one
No,
on the
Brian,
table,
fuck it.
I think it's the 3 seed, the Dark Knight, taking on the Two Towers from Lord of the Rings. So fandom heavy. We're gonna start with Spence on this one.
Fuck Lord of the Rings, Dark Knight, all the way.
Okay. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go Scott next.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. I find Middle Earth to be pretty boring. The Dark Knight to me is the all-time greatest comic book movie. It transcends the genre. It's got to be The Dark Knight. It's not just a great comic book movie. It's just a masterpiece of a movie.
This bracket may break some people. So, Bar, where are we at?
The Two Towers.
Wow, that is my favorite Lord of the Rings. Not my favorite Batman. Interesting. Kirk.
Yeah, my take on Lord of the Rings in general is pretty famous on the show by now, so I'm with Dark Knight.
Okay, so it looks like Dark Knight moves on. But Brian, where would you lean? You seem torn.
I was torn because, like, Dark Knight, I've gone on record as saying is a good movie with a great performance by Heath Ledger, but the movie itself is not all that. Whereas Two Towers is a very good movie, but it needs the other movies to be a full story, whereas Dark Knight kind of stands by itself. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Two Towers, but it's arbitrary. So
Why are you the way that you are?
Also, yes, Jack, I've seen it. But
I love
take
it.
up more time in the
The
actual
one thing
discussion.
about this show that works so well is Michael Scott, and I am all about it. Koho is still undefeated at his job. This next one's going to hurt some people. Again, no one's picked. I don't know if anybody's picked up on the theme. You can write it down if you thought on the theme yet. But your next one is the 4 seed Godfather Part 2 versus Nolan's Inception. So, we're going to start with Scott.
I think they're both great. However, I feel more emotion watching The Godfather Part 2. Inception just leaves me a little cold ultimately in the end. That's the one problem I have with it. And the problem I have with some Nolan movies, but I think they're both excellent. I'm going with Godfather 2, however.
That's fair. Bar.
Only one of these is in my top 100, and that's The Godfather Part 2.
Okay. Brian.
I feel like this is just like from the IMDb top 250. I'm gonna go with Inception because Godfather.
Okay. By the way, Brian is correct. It is the bracket of the top half of the 250. So Brian gets the first bonus point of the night. Spence.
Therefore, I get veto rights over something, right?
Honestly, don't mind.
No! God, please, no!
Doesn't matter.
Good
Kirk
point,
picks The
Jason.
Godfather because I like 3.5-hour films. I'm educated. Fuck that. Boring as shit. Cut it down to like a 2-episode miniseries and I'm fine.
Oh my
So
God.
you don't like to be educated?
No.
Spence is going to love the Miles Teller making of
Think.
series.
I mean, Inception's not a short movie by any means.
If I'm comparing one gunshot to 2, I'll take the fucking one.
Fair. Kirk.
I guess like I'm a dummy because I'm patient and intelligent. So
Yep.
this is a
Who
lot.
is that person?
This is a lot. This is a lot easier for me than This is a lot easier for me than a lot of people. It's obviously Godfather Part 2.
Who the hell is Sub T?
I don't know, but Sup T.
Like Sub T
T-Mac?
for very much long. Who is
God,
that?
is this your best friend, T-Mac?
Somebody.
You suck.
That's
Kaya,
probably Bolt.
Adelaide.
Oh no, I thought it was Malcolm for a second. He just commented. Okay.
Oh. Private chat.
What is happening?
Oh, in the comments. Yeah, private chat.
Well, sorry, I yelled at him, and I'm okay with it. What one?
King Kong is great, by the way.
Godfather 1.
Godfather Part 2 1. Okay. So,
I'm sorry. That was the greatest fucking thing that's ever happened in my life. Was that moment?
Well, I'm glad he's showing support for the show, but you know what? When I come to Pittsburgh, it's not going to be a fun time. Okay. Next up, we've got 12 Angry Men versus Fight Club.
Why am I here? Why am I here?
Spoilers, it's one Angry Man.
There's honestly a lot of angry men in it. It's not just
who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My favorite thing about 12 Angry Men is that the murder weapon's right on the poster. But my least favorite thing is that it's against this movie, my top 10 of all time. I wanna, make the smart decision.
Oh my god,
But
is this
Fight
really
Club
about to
is
fucking
one of my
happen?
favorite screenplays ever, and Brian's gonna agree with me. Bar Kirk and Scott won, and it's fine. Fight Club, let's go.
Kirk.
I had jury duty last week, and they gave me the instructions for the rules for the jury, and every one of those rules gets broken at 12 Angry Men. I'm like, yep, that would have been a mistrial. That would have been a mistrial. That would have been a mistrial. But I still love it. I really like Fight Club. Fight Club's in my top 100. It's a solid movie. I'm not going to talk any trash on Fight Club, but 12 Angry Men is just brilliant, and I'm not going to go against Sidney Lumet. So 12 Angry Men.
We'll go Brian.
Why? Fight Club is probably in my top 20 of all time. I love that film. 12 Angry Men, I think, is a pretty good drama that gets way too much attention. So Fight Club.
Bar.
Fight Club is overrated. Not even Fincher likes Fight Club.
You mispronounced 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men is my number 2 film of all time.
It's number 2.
You shut your mouth, you pirate hooker.
Pirate hooker?
Yeah.
That man lives in a house, not a ship.
You heard me. 12 Angry Men. Anytime, any day over Fight Club.
Scott, how much would you need to Venmo you for you to pick Fight Club?
I will not sell my morals.
You politician, come on.
money.
So you're not one Kaleb Boatman.
No, I actually agree with Andrew Barr on this.
$3?
I don't like Fight Club at all. I think whatever critique is supposed to be there gets lost, and it turns into a more seductive movie than it should be. So I am definitely going with 12 Angry Men, which is a masterpiece and one of the most watchable classic films ever.
Yeah, so Fight Club is the one movie that I came around on. I thought it was really stupid at one point, but now it's a lot better. But I just don't go 12 Angry Men. But good choice, guys. Sorry, Sup T, if you're still in the chat, you can come back. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Didn't know who your father was. Okay, next one is a little indie classic, Schindler's List versus Forrest Gump.
Oh, for God's sake.
Greenbow, Alabama. All right, who wants to decide it? We'll go with Brian first.
Schindler's List is a great film that I never want to watch again. It's a film I respect a lot more than I enjoy. Forrest Gump is a movie I can watch over and over again. I like Forrest Gump, and so I'm going to base it on entertainment value. I'm voting Gump.
But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Scott.
That's great.
Okay, so we've talked about this recently, but I have never seen Forrest Gump. However, I consider Schindler's List to be the greatest movie of all time. So I think I should be able to cast my vote for Schindler's List.
If he hasn't seen one, I thought that was the rule.
But there's no way Forrest Gump
There
is
is a
going to be
question.
thrown that.
We're going to ask a question real quick. Producer in the back, have you seen both films?
I'm sure you have.
Texting like a little dirty slut back there.
Get off your phone.
Have you seen both of these films? Okay, the rule is going to be in effect.
What's it in 2 times speed though?
Come on.
Neither were 2 times speed.
Koho, Schindler's List, Forrest Gump.
Shit. I like chaos. Forrest Gump.
Scott's vote is Forrest Gump.
Scott, next time just lie.
No. My vote is not Forrest Gump. We are not putting that on the record. Yeah, this is what I get rewarded for my honesty. But yeah.
This is hard because Brian's right. Like Schindler's List is a great movie that I'm only ever going to watch once. But I'm not super high on Forrest Gump either. So I'm going Schindler's List.
Lieutenant Dan ice cream. Spence.
If you ask Cody Newberry, each of these movies has one of the greatest film villains of all time. Do you go Amon Goat or Jenny?
Jenny.
Schindler's List.
Jenny literally got AIDS, dropped off her kid, and died. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a plot of Rent, and that's still a shit movie.
I love Patrick's references right now, by the way.
Yeah, and then just he's rich. Terrible. So we decided, right? Schindler's moved on?
No, go.
No, we're tied, right?
Yeah.
Bar has to decide.
Bar, break the tie. Have you seen both?
I have.
Okay.
And I have seen both multiple times.
Oh, you watched Schindler's List multiple times. What does
I
that tell
have.
you about yourself?
I have. I am a soulless creature who can feel emotions when he watches that movie. Schindler's List. It's one of my only 5-star movies. So.
Okay. Well, how many Dr. Peppers did you drink? Okay.
23.
All right. Next one. If you thought Lord of the Rings was around, it's still here. We got Return of the King versus The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
So, I will start by saying I have not seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay. Who has not seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Who has not seen Return of the King?
Adelaide, have you seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
You have not seen it, Koho?
Deep cuts, motherfucker.
Okay. So I will be casting the vote on this behalf because Koho has not seen it either. I have seen both. We are going to go to Scott first because Scott didn't get a vote last time.
Yeah. And to address, Jack asked earlier, I have seen all the original Lord of the Rings, but I don't rate them because it was a long time ago, but I have seen them. So
who's the jackass?
With that being said, I vote for the other movie, which is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is a great spaghetti western, and I'm a big fan.
Bar.
Here's one.
Oh, you haven't seen it. It's my vote. Sorry, Spence.
Oh. Talking about 2 movies that need to cut the runtime by 3 hours each. Holy fuck. One of these is good, and one of them I never want to watch again. Return of the King is maybe the only salvageable Middle Earth film, so I'm gonna go with that.
Dwight, you ignorant slut!
Don't like them either, you dumb fuck.
Brian.
Just saw Good, Bad, and the Ugly for the first time last year. I think it was for trivia, which I actually enjoyed it. I'm not big on old westerns, especially Clint Eastwood, but I enjoyed it. That being said, Return of the King. And I know I said before, Two Towers is one; it needs the rest of them. But Return of the King, I kind of figure is kind of like the Oscars awarded that for the whole trilogy. Return of the King is the culmination of it all. Return of the King wins for me.
Kirk.
Some days, Return of the King is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie. But I really enjoy Good, the Bad, the Ugly, so I'm going to go with that.
Both I still can replace them. No, there's a reason I put Spence on the show because
Otherwise, it's 4 against 1 every time.
they bring the chaos. They bring the chaos, and that's what I need. I have been on record. Return of the King, I think, follows the third spot on me. The movie I like Two Towers, Fellowship, and then Return. I think just Return overstays its welcome. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is one of the movies that I was blown away by for the first time I watched it. I think Lee Van Cleef's performance is like one of the best performances I've ever seen in a movie. And it also gave me one of the best promos in this community that's ever existed. So I'm going to literally vote The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Yeah, hey, I love Shawshank, but hey, the show makes a lot more interesting with Shawshank out, you know? I was hoping Schindlers would kind of get wiped out because that would have made it really interesting.
I thought about it.
And then I think the last... no. Is this the last matchup of this round? Okay, cool. One more Lord of the Rings. Fellowship.
It's Pulp Fiction.
Versus a little movie, Pulp Fiction.
Heyo.
Yeah, I called it.
Because you're looking up the IMDb page right now.
Why do you put the top 16 in? Yeah, okay.
Okay. Bar, you didn't vote last time.
Which one was this again? Return of the King?
No, this is Fellowship.
Fellowship. Okay.
I can come back to you.
Yeah, come back to me, actually.
Okay. Kirk.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Pulp Fiction on this one. There's no question. The other two were a little more difficult. This one's is a landslide for me. Pulp Fiction, I think, is still in my top 10. It's one of my favorite Tarantino movies, and yeah, definitely going to be moving on for me.
Spence.
These are two of the most overrated movies, not only this community of all time. Fellowship with the Ring is almost it's the worst Lord of the Rings film, not quite the worst Middle Earth film because Unexpected Journey exists. But I will take functional.
Just that one?
Just that one. I haven't seen 78, but I'll take like a functional, if not overrated, screenplay versus something that's fun, which is like one of the hardest things to sit through I've ever fucking seen. And I've seen like 4 Lars von Trier films. Pulp Fiction.
Holtzman, you busy? Brian.
Pulp Fiction all day.
Scott.
Pulp Fiction all day.
I was going to pick Lord of the Rings.
Go fuck yourself.
How you can call Pulp Fiction over? That is one of the only movies I've ever watched back to back, like in a long time. And I've watched it back to back. I think it's absolutely.
Look, Spence is the one who said that,
the
and
way,
they gave it 4 stars still.
Yeah, it's overrated, but I can't deny like it was one of the most influential films ever made.
It's overrated by 1 star.
You called it one of the most overrated films ever made, and you gave it 4.
So, I'm gonna rewatch it, and I'll fucking talk to
before we move on to the next one, did you hear me, Koho, about removing Return of the King and Fellowship? They both lost. Okay, so the matchups next round, we'll come back to it, but next round will be The Matrix taking on The Godfather, The Dark Knight taking on Godfather Part 2, 12 Angry Men versus Schindler's List, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly versus Pulp Fiction. So, interesting. Next round, Paths of Glory versus Gladiator.
I haven't seen Paths of Glory. I'm out of this one.
Neither have I.
I haven't seen Gladiator. I'm out of this one.
Have you guys seen it?
I have seen both of those.
Cool. All right. I can break that tie because I've seen both of them. So this will be fine. If there's a tie. Kirk.
Yeah, I recently rewatched Gladiator, and like for the first time in a long time, and I really liked it. It's one of Subt's favorite movies, and I like Path of Glory, but it's not like super high on my Kubrick list. So I'm going to go with Gladiator.
Oh, he's back. Like does he know when to show up? Does he just know when to show up?
Kirk's texting in from the other room.
Okay. Brian.
I know Paths of Glory is like one of Joseph's favorite movies, I think, or at least one that he really likes.
Yes, I felt bad about.
So he got put on the deep cut list. I watched it. And it's very good. I think there's not a lot to it, honestly, but it's a very good movie. But yeah, Kirk Bryan rule in effect. Gladiator wins.
You both agreed on Gladiator?
Yeah.
We just saw the Wild Stallions break up live.
Dude, that was beautiful to see. I thought I would have to break it to let Gladiator win, but Gladiator win. It's the second 16 seed to upset the one. Okay, next one. It's not a big matchup at all. It's Rear Window versus It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
Only one of these films is in color, so I think we know where Cody's vote is going.
You know it. I don't know if Brian has such hard opinions on this one, so I'll start with Brian.
It's been a long time since I watched Rear Window. It's a Wonderful Life I enjoy, but it's kind of fluff. I'm gonna go with Rear Window.
Bar rebuttal.
I love both of these movies.
I don't hate. I enjoy It's a Wonderful Life.
It's not fluff, though. My God, it's an interesting, detailed character study.
There's some fluff.
No.
I could
say things right now, but
there's a lot of fluff.
I could say things right now, but I'm
You
going
should
to
see it in
Steven
color.
Stewart's a
There's
total
even more
fluffer.
fluff.
Wait, what?
But I'm going to go with It's a Wonderful Life.
1-1. Oh, is it 2? Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
Scott.
Yeah, they are both fantastic, and James Stewart obviously is fantastic in both of them. But I think that Rear Window is the greatest movie, maybe in a particular genre, and the greatest movie by one of the most influential filmmakers of all time. So I think evaluating objectively, I got to go with Rear Window on this one.
Scott just saying fuck Frank Capra.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not his greatest film.
Rear Window is another one that I rewatched recently for the first time in a long time, and it really showed up. It might be in my top 100. Next time I do a top 100, to be honest, it really showed up for me. But that said, It's a Wonderful Life is one of my all-time favorites. It's my favorite Jimmy Stewart movie, and I hate to have to limit him for Rear Window because he's good in that too. But yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
That fall at the end, though, let me tell you. Agent of Chaos, here we go.
I want to specify, both of these films are like 4.5 for me. And honestly, on days they could be 5. I love them both. But at the end of the day, even if I liked the other one more, I'm going to take a stance because everyone in this fucking group, besides maybe Cody, has recently shit on just because a movie makes you feel good, it's worse. Fuck that. It's a Wonderful Life. Moves on.
When did I...
Got him!
That's Coda for everybody that's cracking on Coda right now. That's the direct message.
About it all.
That was my favorite movie of those. Why are you shitting on me?
I haven't seen it yet.
You're
You
associated with
pay
that.
people to do that.
Okay. This is gonna.
Jesus Christ.
Mild Stallion.
This is going to have a lot of dropouts. I understand that. We'll see where it lies, how many people haven't. But it's Seven Samurai
Out
versus No Country for Old Men.
Kirk literally watched it
haven't
today for the first time.
Was it the first time?
Oh, it was. Okay, never mind.
Who
I
has
haven't
seen
Seven
what?
Samurai.
I've seen both.
No.
Brian, have you seen both?
Do I get to decide myself? Am I the only one?
I don't. I think I may have seen Seven Samurai at some point, but it's so long ago. I'm not even sure that's the one I watched.
The
I want to lie,
count.
so I get a vote because I don't want No Country for Old Men to win. But to be honest, I could not vote.
It's not going to win if it's up to
I'm just letting everybody know the rule effect is only for round 1. The second round, everybody gets a vote regardless if you've seen it. You get a vote to where it moves on. It may affect it, but here it is. All right, so Kirk's the only one. Is that correct?
Can I propose that, like, if 4 of us haven't seen a movie, it shouldn't go on because we can't vote accurately?
No, I think Kirk should get to vote on this one.
Yeah, I think so. Let's bring in Sup T to vote.
Seven
Yeah,
Samurai.
Where's
Something has not seen No Country.
He came for Kurosawa's throat in the chat.
6 hours
I used to not like, and I used to not be a huge fan of No Country. It's grown on me the more I watched it. But I like Adelaide said, I watched Seven Samurai very recently, and it's solidified. This might be cracking my top 10. It's, if not perfect, it's dang near. So Seven Samurai for sure.
I kind of just love that No Country it doesn't get to move on, so that's great. It's Koho's good pain now, but it's unfortunate.
I'm gonna kill myself.
It is like pretty
Jump
overrated
scare.
for Coen Brothers. It's good.
I need Sup T to be on the show at some point. Okay, your next one is Jaws versus Pan's Labyrinth. Oh,
Haven't seen it.
huh?
Haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth. Sorry.
Okay. Brian, have you seen both?
Yeah, and it's easy vote for Jaws.
Okay. Thank you. Bar.
I have seen both. I think Pan's Labyrinth is a beautiful movie, but Jaws is a perfect movie.
I feel like we've missed something. I don't know. Okay, we'll check that out in a second. Okay. Kirk.
I hate the way this is going because like we have movies that like deserve to get attention and be talked about going up against just like all-time greats, like unbeatable greats, and that's what's happening here. Like Pan's Labyrinth is a really good movie, and I'd like to see it move on just so, like I said, it get more attention. But it's not going to be Jaws.
Sometimes that little school has to go up against a blue blood program. It just you get taken out, or you're St. Peter's and you upset everybody. Matrix. Okay. Spence.
That's 3 out. I would have voted Jaws actually, but yeah, it's done.
Okay. All right. The next one is
Sorry, what one?
Jaws.
Jaws.
Okay, bye.
The next one.
I got confused because Spence was like, "Oh, like, did that mean Pan's won? What?"
Spence confuses a lot of us. Yeah, he was. Okay, this one is Goodfellas versus Sunset Boulevard.
Oh man, tear my heart out of my chest. Yikes.
Go to Kirk last. Maybe he won't have to choose.
Maybe worse, he'll have to decide.
Spence.
These are both films that I've been wanting to revisit for the longest time because I didn't think of them so hot when I watched them when I was like 12 because I was a fucking idiot. Lots of one now, but still. I'll give the edge to Sunset Boulevard, but in a year that my vote like just flip.
Bar.
So I used to say that Goodfellas was wildly overrated, and I've come around on that. I do still think that the third act of Goodfellas is not as strong as the first two acts, whereas Sunset Boulevard is strong all the way through. So Sunset Boulevard.
So we're 2 on Sunset. Okay. Scott.
Oh my. Yeah, I've been trying to evaluate objectively, but I don't know. I think these are two like 5-star on the same level of quality for me. So I will bring some subjectivity on it and say that I got to see Goodfellas in theaters in New York at the Film Forum last year, and it was one of the best like movie experiences I've had watching a movie in the theater. So because of that, I will go with Goodfellas.
Okay.
Oh, I think we know where this is going.
Brian.
I believe Cody expressly forbid bringing in personal experiences and talking about them on the show. People know that I'm not big on the genre of like gangster and mob movies, things like that. So Goodfellas is a good movie, but I just don't love it like some people do. Sunset Boulevard, another good movie. I'm not quite sure why it's such a classic. I'm actually going to go Goodfellas. Make Kirk decide.
Oh my god, this sucks.
Now you can talk about both these out.
No,
I'll be right
Sup
back.
T just dropped the hammer.
Talk about how you feel
Put that
about
quote up. Put that up. Put that
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Oh man, this is like literally my 4 and my number 3, and I think my like 5 or 6 should both be in the final 4 in a perfect world. I hate doing this, but I can't. He's right. I can't go against Goodfellas. Goodfellas, sadly, not sadly for Goodfellas, but tragically eliminated Sunset. Goodfellas was on.
Comment of the night.
And Kathy. All right, Koho, what are the
Our next
Goodfellas
one,
won, right?
three
I'm guessing
versus
that
one.
was Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite YLS comment that's ever happened. And that's up there with the bots that come in and ask for nude girls and stuff. Like that's pretty close.
2 movies with great voiceover narration,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Sup T, there's a person named Cinemaster in the chat. Don't talk to him. Stay away from him.
That's okay.
Next up-
We're gonna have to stay 500 feet from schools. Or yards,
Jesus
sorry, 500
Christ.
yards.
Why do you know that, Brian?
Next up, Reservoir Dogs
Was that a question?
Oh, that
versus
movie.
Interstellar.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
God dang it.
Next.
I'm
All right,
totally-
everyone, raise your hand for Reservoir
We'll
Dogs.
make it quick. Who's
Reservoir
voting for
Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs? Who's voting for Interstellar?
Go fuck yourself, Raleigh.
Okay.
I'm very sad right now.
By the way, so has anybody picked up the theme? Does anybody know?
This is the next 20. This is the next 16 on the IMDb list.
No.
Damn it.
Okay. I'll reveal at the end. Next one is 7 versus The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Oh,
Haven't seen it.
7.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance either yet.
Have you seen Kirk? Have you seen him?
I've seen both.
Me too. So we can all 3 can decide. First, Kirk, go.
Yeah, I like Liberty Valance. It's good. But the right Jimmy Stewart movie moved on. So I'm 7 again. I watched it for the top 100 last year. Brian, it was the first time I'd watched it since it came out, and I forgot how great that movie is. That's fantastic. I'm going with that.
Scott.
both movies in my top 100. That's tough. I kind of feel like Kirk on this one, where like I want Liberty Valance to like get more attention, because like we have like 3 people here I think who haven't seen it, so like that needs to be remedied because it's one of the greatest westerns, but it's not 7, so I'm giving it to John Doe and Co.
I'll stand behind it. I think Liberty Valance is one of the best westerns I've ever seen. I love it. But 7 blew my mind on rewatch. This one I don't know how many people will be able to talk about, but it had to be here. The Third Man.
Yeah, baby.
You're fired for your job. I will just do it.
Yeah.
Versus Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Out.
Haven't seen it, Spence? No, you're lucky for
I've
one.
seen the older film for once, but fuck David Lynch.
No, Spence doesn't get a vote. No. Rules are rules.
Thank you, Art.
Have you seen Bar?
I have not seen Mulholland Drive.
Okay, have you 3 seen it?
I've seen both.
I've seen both, yeah.
You both get to decide it. So here we go.
Do me proud.
Brian, you're first.
Third Man has maybe the weirdest soundtrack ever for a movie that doesn't really fit the movie.
That is a score.
Well, score, whatever you want to call it. And it's got its faults in it, but the other one's David Lynch. So yeah, Third Man wins.
Well, you might as well not even go to me then, because I know I'm losing. But I would have picked Mulholland Drive. Silencio to everyone here. But yeah, I lose.
Yeah.
'Cause we have to-
Third Man is not without its faults. It's not a perfect movie, but it is a coherent narrative and not just nonsense that someone's making up off the top of their head.
Coherent narratives are overrated.
But yeah, Third Man. And if you want a weirder score, Brian, watch Carnival of Souls.
Hey, Koho. Can you look at the updated bracket, the last two? The numbers don't add up at the same equal, so something's
Patrick
missing.
makes points. It has Billy Ray Cyrus getting punched with punching someone with incredible sound effects, punching Justin Theroux.
Cool.
So you should watch it now, Bar.
Nah.
Oh, because you haven't deleted the other two that lost. Okay. That's why. All right, so the next one.
Can you remind me who lost between the last?
Yes, because you weren't paying attention. Liberty Valance is out and Mulholland Drive is out.
That was 16.
Kind of should have. So their matchups next will be Gladiator. Let me make sure. Yeah, Gladiator versus It's a Wonderful Life. Seven Samurai versus Jaws. Goodfellas versus Reservoir Dogs. And Seven versus The Third Man. So, next up, this is going to rock everyone's socks. I can't wait to hear this group talk about these films. First movie, Avatar.
Hands up for the other one.
This is going to be the highest grossing movies of all time. Isn't it?
Next up, Frozen.
Oh, jeez.
One of them's got to move on.
I have not seen Frozen.
What? Mr. Disney guy, I haven't seen Frozen. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Who calls me
he's
Mr. Disney
if
guy?
it stops at the 80s. But, all right, who else hasn't seen either one of these? Okay, so you guys talk. We'll start with Spence and go around, and then I'll decide to break it if we need to.
I don't know if this is a hot take because people are like, "Oh, I hate Let It Go." Frozen is like one of the better 2010s Disney movies, which is a lot considering like it's been mostly great shit other than Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph too. So yeah, I'll vote Frozen.
Frozen is a good Disney movie. Avatar, though, I honestly feel like it gets kind of unfairly shit on. I mean, it is mostly just entertainment. People talk about it being, the same as Dance with Wolves and Pocahontas and Last Mohicans. It's just that is a story trope that's used in different settings. In this case, a sci-fi setting, and it looks good, and I had a lot of fun. So I'm voting Avatar.
Unobtainium.
That is the stupidest thing in the movie. I absolutely agree with that.
I don't know if it is though.
Scott.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, so Frozen is one of the most meh movies just ever, and yeah, I know. I agree. I kind of agree with Supt's take. That's honestly where I was going a little bit. But Frozen is incredibly meh, and Spence's take is terrible. Tangled blows it out of the water.
What's beta male about Frozen? It stars two women.
It's meh. Avatar is also kind of meh, but it is made by, I think, a great filmmaker. It is at least visually interesting. So it definitely wins for me on this.
Well. How the turntables.
Yeah, for me, there's not a lot of movies that Frozen would beat for me. Avatar is one of them. Yeah. I can't, only because I worry if I know Frozen will get knocked out by whatever comes next, and I worry about the chaos that will ensue if Avatar moves on. So I got to knock that out early. Just take it out behind the shed now, put out its misery. So yeah, I'm going Frozen.
Koho decides.
Do I have to decide?
Yeah.
Oh, Koho gets to decide. Go ahead, Koho.
I'm with Sub-T. Both these fucking are really mid. But I will go with Frozen because Avatar should never have been nominated for Best Picture. Fuck them.
Kingsman filled the box.
And Frozen will have the better sequel.
Is Sub-T the new Kingsman?
No.
I mean,
no.
Hey, Sub-T,
No.
you want to play trivia? I can get you a championship. I'm gonna do it with Spence.
You can probably just skip the next matchup, Cody.
You've yet to get a title. Calm yourself. I've been going. You still haven't won one.
Emotional damage.
Wait, Patrick Gibson is.
bitch.
You can say it all you want. The tracker.
Patrick Gibson pointed out a great point. What movie is co-directed by the guy who did Surf's Up? Which is
I was gonna say I know why Spence voted
perfect
for it
movie.
now.
So it deserves to win.
So what moved on Frozen? Okay, so next
I
up
want
is-
to take my vote back to Avatar now that I know the guy.
Yes.
Next up, Avengers
You can
Endgame
just skip this matchup, Cody.
versus.
No. Endgame?
Unbelievable, yeah.
Why couldn't Frozen and Jurassic World go up against like Godfather and Pan's Labyrinth and all that?
Because this is
So
the
how
box
does
office
this work?
bracket.
Oh, God.
All right, raise your hand for
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
I'm a defender of
yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, but Endgame all the way.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you fucking killed her, dude!
Stop,
Where's that from?
That's John
That's
Tron.
John Tron.
Jurassic World Fallen
He
Kingdom
hates-
deserves it.
I think it's
That's all
women.
it is.
I forget.
All right. Next up, Titanic versus The Last Jedi.
Oh,
Oh my
Angry
God.
Kirk. Angry Kirk.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bar?
Kirk died. We lost Kirk.
Bar? Did you take your kids to a sketchy restaurant and either one of these?
Jurassic Park is the Jurassic Park we have at home.
Bar, you go first.
Oh my god. So I haven't seen Titanic in a long time. I've actually been planning on rewatching it to see if it's as bad as I remember it. Hold on. The third act of Titanic was always great. I loved the third act. But
Bar loves when they died. I agree.
as much as I actually really like The Last Jedi, it's my favorite of the new trilogy. Titanic is technically the better movie, so I'm going to go with Titanic.
Brian.
Yeah, I mean, Titanic, I've talked kind of ad nauseum about that in miscellaneous shows. I really like that. Last Jedi is like the third worst Star Wars film. So yeah, Titanic easily. And that's including all the spin-offs and things.
Scott.
Can you go to everyone else first? I really only want to have to break the tie if I have to.
Sure. Spence.
Titanic's about to get 3-1. I hate it. Titanic is one of like the worst nominated screenplays of the 90s for the Oscars. Like it's genuinely bad. Has a bunch of fucking unlikable characters. I hate everything going on around him. I genuinely don't like film until everyone's dying. Like it's fucking.
But you do like it then.
I like 20 minutes of it where people are getting fucking slaughtered and falling on propeller blades. Like fuck that movie. It's one of my least. It's like bottom 5 best picture winners for me. Granted, I've only seen like half of them, but still.
Okay, calm
Last
down.
Jedi
Hold
is
on.
like maybe the best screenplay in all of Star Wars history. Not the best movie, but one of the best screenplays. It's
screenplays
fucking.
awful.
Oh, jeez.
Good God.
Do you think that smoking drugs is cool?
No,
drugs?
That's not even an opinion of yours. This is your top 100. You don't like Titanic.
Oh no, I agree
Don't
with you. Well,
fabricate
I'm
your
doing it
opinion.
for the people, Spence. I have a job to do.
You do it for yourself every other week. Last Jedi.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
My God.
You can't look at the script. The one thing you can't look at is the script
It is
from
the only
Last
Star Wars
Jedi.
that actually has like subtext to it. Everything else is
It's
just
the only
it's gonna
Star Wars
explode.
movie that doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. Why are you in the theater?
Oh, because Casino
Why are
Royale
you
is now
watching
also the
it?
worst Bond film. It doesn't feel like a fucking Bond film because it's missing core
God, I
elements.
hate
That's
that
not
argument.
how it works. Last
doesn't?
Jedi is a great fucking movie.
Spence thinks that Top Secret is the best Bond film ever made.
You think I've seen that bullshit? No. I like my dumb comedy. Like,
You
oh,
What was
of
your
all
Bond-
people?
Wait, what was your Bond comment?
Casino Royale is like not a Bond film according to fucking Kirk, but it's the best one.
What?
No Time
Anyway,
to Die,
moving on.
Spence. No Time to Die is the movie you're looking for.
Okay, we aren't talking about James Bond.
Kirk.
This is hard because The Last Jedi embarrasses me as a Star Wars fan, and Titanic embarrasses me as a resident of the planet where it was the #1 all-time movie. So I really hate both of these. And they're both super, like, they're overrated because, like, anyone likes them and they shouldn't. Oh shit! I don't want to give Spence the satisfaction because of all the nonsense they just said, but at the same time,
that's the box I'm in as well.
At the same time, I'd love the opportunity to eliminate James Caan and get James Caan win twice in a row.
James Caan.
James Caan won. Oh God! What was the last? Is it going up against? Will be going up against the last round fight?
No, whatever comes next.
Whatever comes next. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what's next?
Shut up.
No.
Brian, just because you know the story, don't spoil.
Brian doesn't like The Last Jedi. You're more likely to move on. Like Last Jedi is more likely to lose in the next round, no matter what it is, because you and Brian are very anti.
That's true.
I just want to veto everything and just.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I'll go Last Jedi and I'll let Scott.
So it's 2 Titanic, 2 Last Jedi.
Yep.
Is that what it's
Yeah.
So
who voted for
I
Last
love
Jedi?
both.
Me
Oh, you two. You.
And Kirk.
Oh,
I love both of these. Titanic was in my top 100. Last Jedi was not, but I'm torn between, again, going with Titanic to spite Spence, or going with The Last Jedi to spite millions of trolls on the internet who resulted in one of the worst movies I've ever seen with The Rise of Skywalker. And a million outweighs the one. So
I honestly think
The Last Jedi.
Oh my God.
I would blame Rian Johnson's trampling the original story for the initial Last Skywalker.
I would blame Lucasfilms and Disney for not having a
Last Jedi wins. Move on.
There's an easy strategy to this. There's an easy strategy to this. If you're doing a trilogy, have the same person that's the brain behind all 3 of the movies, and then you're fine.
Yeah.
And when you jump ship to the crazy uncle that says, I don't like Star Wars at all, I'm just going to make a freaking casino scene for 30 minutes. That's when you have the terrible movie.
Can we get Brooklyn in here for this discussion?
No, just everybody please send Brooklyn your tier list on
Emotional, damn it!
If you just flood his DMs right now with just your Star Wars letterbox things, he might have a. It would be great.
Doing it right now.
Your next one, Force Awakens versus Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh no!
What?
And you're
you played FANDOM.
And I lose!
He lost at it too, trust me, I know firsthand.
Fandom player in Dread. You should step up your game.
Still, my favorite moment in fandom. Hey, which one do you think that? Which one is that person in? And Brian going, are you really asking me that right now? One of my favorite moments. You have to abstain from this.
Yep.
You know you're accessible, right? Okay. We'll go with Brian first. Like, he can watch Harry Potter. Like, it's on.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of people's Voodoo streaming somewhere. Like,
Deathly Hallows Part 2 is probably the best Harry Potter film, in my opinion. I mean, for what that's worth. Force Awakens is one that I really enjoy. It's easily the best of the new trilogy, and so I'm going to go Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. We'll go Scott.
Yeah. I think Wizarding World is the better franchise, more consistent franchise movie-wise, but The Force Awakens is my favorite Star Wars movie. I love that movie, so Force Awakens.
Okay. We'll go Kirk.
Yeah. I really like Deathly Hallows 2, but Force Awakens is, it's my favorite of the sequels, and I like Star Wars better than Harry Potter sequels. Star Wars. And I want a good Star Wars movie to advance.
So I think that moves on automatically. Spence, Force Awakens, or
it's me. I think me and Scott had it like in the exact same spot in our top 100, which is like
it was on the same episode.
Yeah.
Force Awakens is easily the best movie from when Disney took over. I think that movie's still great. Okay, so that'll be an interesting battle. Next up, we have Infinity War versus Black Panther.
Oh.
Bar, there's this thing out there, it's called the MCU. Have you watched any of it?
The Maku?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have.
choice, man.
Can you decide this too? So Infinity War versus Black Panther?
I like Black Panther. I don't think that it's as good as some people behind the scenes would claim it is.
Andrew Barr and Thomas Scully have the same comments. That's great to hear.
Honestly, I'd rather be compared to Thomas Scully.
Thomas Scully, best of the Kingsman. Best of the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Oh, sup T, why?
Yeah, guess what? He's also in Infinity War, so
I'm going with Infinity
His name's
War.
Vision, okay?
Infinity War.
Cody, you picked a hell of a panel.
Sub T might be my favorite person that's ever.
So here's the thing. Infinity War is probably the better movie. Actually, I like it more, but I think that I am now the Chaos Goblin of this chat, and I need to keep it going. So I want to see if we vote for Black Panther, what it goes next, and like see the angry comments. So Black Panther is my vote.
So it's Black Panther 1, Infinity War? All right,
Yeah.
We'll go Kirk next.
Yeah, I'm going Infinity War. The more I watch Black Panther, the more it kind of I'm getting dirty looks right now from Sup T. The more I watch, I think that's his favorite Marvel movie. Yeah, it's his favorite MC movie. The more I watch Black Panther, the more I kind of like see the holes poke through it. Infinity War just does the juggling act so well, and Black Panther is good in that too. So I'm going to go Infinity War.
Sup T can come cast his vote if you like. I'd give him a vote. Scott.
The emotional stakes of Infinity War are very well done. However, I think Black Panther is the more original film. It is maybe the best looking movie in the MCU. It's what I wish more MCU movies would look like. Just the vibrancy of it, the way that he creates this whole world. What did Kirk say?
So did you see those rhinos? How about all those people on that tower there? That was pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean the CGI is not really that great in a lot of MCU movies. I'm on board with you there, but the world looks great in Black Panther, so I'm going with Black Panther.
Ryan, decide it.
Yeah, Black Panther does. It looks really good. I love the world they created there. He said the CGI is especially horrendous in that movie, more than a lot of other movies. Avengers: Infinity War has Black Panther as well as so much more, and it's just a better, more exciting story for me. Infinity War.
Koho died a little bit.
I am dead inside.
He was counting back there, and then Brian shot it. That's why I let Brian go last. I knew where it was going to go. Okay. Next, Jurassic World versus Age of Ultron.
Oh,
that's
gross.
Shawshank Redemption gets eliminated in the first round.
Yeah.
One of these movies is going to advance.
Well, that's the whole point, though. If you put all of
best.
those in the other brackets, those would have been the final.
But there's such a thing as a 16 seed. There's a reason the 16 seeds never win.
Guess what? I have my dignity intact.
One.
I haven't seen Jurassic World.
But did you vote on Fallen Kingdom?
Maybe.
Yeah, he did. Oh my God, we gotta take that one back.
Have you seen Fallen Kingdom?
No, it's only 4-0. It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't change that with that vote.
Yeah. That was almost unanimous.
I don't trust any vote.
Who said
from now on?
Who says that I haven't seen the other Jurassic World film?
You just watched Fallen Kingdom by itself?
Yes, actually, I have.
You also stick
Yeah,
your fork in a light socket? Like, what are you?
This is 6 p.m. Trip and Dayton right here.
Right.
Me. Okay. Avengers: Age of Ultron. I always liked, but I think a lot of people shit on. It is kind of, in retrospect, it's gotten like some new respect. I think since WandaVision, everything kind of gave it some new life. Jurassic World. I actually enjoy almost as much as the original Jurassic Park. Almost. Don't misquote me there. I think Jurassic World is a lot of fun. It's really good. I like the effects in it. I like the people in it. I like everything. So as much as Avengers: Age of Ultron has, risen in my ranks a little bit, I still give it to Jurassic World.
World. Okay. Kirk.
First of all, great comment, Faison. I understand that reference. Remember the first Jurassic Park movie? When like the whole point of the movie is like, if this park ever happens, everyone will absolutely certainly die, beyond a shadow of a doubt. But they made like a couple more movies like the same point to that. And then they did this movie, and the park's just open. And everything's okay, at least at first. And like kids are riding dinosaurs and stuff. I'm going Age of Ultron. They're both terrible, but like Age of Ultron doesn't like kind of piss on the legacy of the original movies or the movies that came before it.
Okay. Scott.
I mean, Age of Ultron is the worst Avengers movie. However, it doesn't come close to the depths that Jurassic World goes to. That movie is a dog's dinner. So, Age of Ultron all day.
I'll be honest with you. I enjoyed Jurassic World quite a bit. Spence.
Yeah, sure. Jurassic World didn't shit like it did piss in the original. I think that Black Widow's arc in Age of Ultron is literally one of the worst things ever happened to a character in a mainstream film ever. Period. Like it's literally disgusting. Jurassic World is fine. It doesn't make me want to burn down an entire fucking 2.5-hour movie. Jurassic World moves on.
Calm down.
No, I
fucking
hate Age of Ultron.
It's getting a little bit. It's getting a little dark.
The sun's going down.
Sun's
going down.
It's getting real low.
It's getting real low. Hey, Spence, the sun's getting real low. I'm actually gonna vote for Jurassic World. I like Jurassic World more than Age of Ultron.
Yeah. I like Jurassic World. This one's a real fun matchup. I had a lot of fun even typing this one. Lion King 2019 versus Frozen 2.
Oh, you think I saw Lion King?
I haven't seen Frozen.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'll make this a blanket statement right now. If you ever want to be on the show again, if you ever want to play a trivia match again, I'm letting you right now. One of these does not move on, and I don't care if you've seen it lie to your teeth. The other one needs to move on in this situation.
Can we just give whoever goes up against in the next round a bye right now? Because whichever one of these ones is going to lose. So.
Hey, I think Frozen 2 is like possibly better than the original, and it's like 4.5. I actually passionately vote for Frozen 2.
Why are you the way that you are?
Go fuck yourself.
I was largely bored by Frozen 2. I only ever watched it once and never had the urge to watch it a second time. I think it's okay. Lion King, however, is a giant steaming pile of shit. Just like that dung beetle that crawls out of it and spend 5 minutes on that scene.
But that's how you know Rafiki knew.
Plus, you add a Beyonce song, which makes anything worse. So I'm
whoa.
Somebody said Beyonce at the Oscars.
I love his by the way, we're gonna cancel our show about the Oscars and how everybody felt.
I would say this. There's a point like Frozen 2 may not be great. There's a reason it exists. A lot of little kids liked it, and it made a ton of money. And so you make a sequel. There's absolutely no reason for the Lion King sequel to exist. So I would go Frozen 2.
There is a reason for the Lion King. Disney Plus needed a launch, and that's what happened. Scott,
I haven't seen Frozen 2.
Oh, okay.
But I would still vote. I would still vote for it.
Frozen 2 is slightly less soulless than the Lion King remake.
So yeah, Frozen 2 moves on.
I'd just like to come in and say, fuck both these movies, and I would actually it's a coin. They're so bad and equally bad. It's a coin toss. Both are abominations to cinema.
Bad.
Lost in the Woods is the worst Disney song of all time, including "Say It with a Slap."
You're the only one who remembers that song, Koho.
No, Lost in
Nobody
the
even
Woods
knows what you're talking about.
Lost in the Woods is fucking amazing. Weezer's cover of it
I
is
will
awesome.
argue Lost in the Woods is the best song from either Frozen.
Let's go, Cody.
You think that smoking drugs is cool?
Yes, I do.
I fucking do.
Right.
Yeah,
We're a
I
bunch
do.
of adults here. Can we move on?
No, we're not adults.
And
What's
yes,
the
Patrick,
excuse?
Lion King 1.5 would be
Possibly.
both of these.
Yeah, that's true. All right, next one up is Avengers 2012 versus
Sure.
Furious 7.
Oh.
I haven't seen Furious 7, but I don't want Avengers to move on.
I haven't seen Furious 7. I have to.
Okay, Sub T's just
come
practicing
on.
almost letterbox. I haven't seen it. Who has seen it all? Who's seen it? Both?
I've seen both.
Come on, bro.
Okay, so Koho, damn it, we'll be able to decide it if he does. First, Scott.
I mean, I'd say they're both about on the same level for me. They're like in the 3.5 to 4 star range. Like, I don't like the Fast and the Furious movies all that much, but this is probably the best one. And so just for some variation, because we've already had a few MCU movies move on, let's go with Furious 7.
Brian, what's your vote?
I enjoy the Fast and Furious series all the way up until F9, which I'm going to just pretend doesn't exist because that one was complete dog
So
shit.
that's the one you want to forget?
Yeah, I honestly like all the rest of them. Well, the third one is kind of shitty, but yeah, whatever. Avengers, though, I'm going to vote for Avengers because, I mean, not only is it a great movie, but especially when it came out, it seems less special now because there's been so many more and so many bigger ones since then. When the first Avengers came out, it was such a big deal. You had all these, all these heroes in the same movie together, and it was just a fun movie, and it was my favorite movie I'd seen in a long time before that. So I'm voting Avengers.
Okay, Koho, come break it.
All right, sir.
I said I've seen both.
Andrew.
I don't believe you.
Wait.
I don't believe you whatsoever.
Wait, hold, pause. What?
Andrew's seen them.
I've seen both.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't say. Okay, that's
No,
fine. You break
I
it
do.
then. Yes, you get to break it.
Yeah. So one of these is arguably the greatest superhero team up of all time, and then the other one is the Avengers. I'm going with Furious 7.
I hate everything. Furious
Change our mind. Bar doesn't get a vote.
the
Bring in-
worst attempt at ending a
2-star
franchise
movie.
ever.
2-star movie. Fuck the Avengers.
Sunset Boulevard is on the bus ride home right now.
How about everybody back here
Furious
with the
7
microphone?
just moved on.
Stop.
This is a nightmare. I'm already.
I'm gonna kill myself!
The next
No, I
person
said
that
I
puts
want
their mic that
pickles
close to
off
their
of the
mouth, I'm not.
sandwich.
Kirk, quit. Brian, Bar, I'm gonna Will Smith the shit out of you in a second. Give me a
I
headache.
just want all
Okay.
movies to die right now.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out if Koho has this next matchup.
That's
right.
the reason.
None of these movies are
Yes,
going
I
to
hate
win.
this. Furious
Like-
7 squanders what could have been the perfect like Avengers
No, it
ending.
doesn't squander anything. It's garbage. They're all
Get off.
garbage.
Okay, Fast and the Furious, I will say this now, is the worst franchise. A giant movies, that many, awful. I hate that franchise. I hope I never have to watch those again. Don Toretto turns in from a mechanic to a fucking superhero. No sense.
And
Don't forget, Kirk
suck.
has actually used Fast and Furious as a strength before in Warzone, so I think he needs to own up to loving the franchise.
Okay.
My partner who was carrying me at the time chose that part.
Shit. Okay. La La Land
Oh, new bracket.
versus Star Trek 09.
Oh man.
Hey, I haven't seen Star Trek 09.
What?
What?
I've seen the other two.
No, you can't. You can't. You
What?
can't.
No! God!
Bar.
I really like both of these movies a lot, actually. However, I will say that there's a different Star Trek movie I kind of like better than 09. So I'm going to go with La La Land.
Okay, Kirk.
I mean, I'm going 09. I'm not that into La La Land. I'm not that into Star Trek 09 either, but
we might need Sub T to come and revive Kirk. Star Trek 09 is awesome. It's my favorite Star Trek movie that I've seen. But I think La La Land's a 5-star movie. I'm a big fan. I'll go with that.
How's it 5 stars? That means everything's perfect. Emma Stone can't sing. Brian.
I think the new Star Trek movies are better than all of the old Star Trek movies.
Correct.
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Correct.
I think all three of the 3 new Star Trek movies are the 3 best Star Trek movies.
You think Into Darkness is better than Wrath of Khan?
Yeah.
Stutter?
Oh my god.
A little bit.
Hey,
Why are you the way that you are?
Hey,
You the
Brian,
original
Brian,
clip. You're in the same fucking clip
Brian,
5
you're in a
times in a
safe
row.
space. You're in a safe space because I agree with you. Thank you so much.
Wrath of Khan is
you don't get to say
probably
anything.
one of the best of the original ones, but on rewatch, I was not all impressed by it anymore. Anyway, that's tangent.
Yes.
Although the Star Trek 09, though, I love the crew and I love moments, I love scenes of it. The overall story with the whole Spock and with Eric Bana's character, I didn't really care about. Those are a little bit weak for me, though, even though I liked, enjoyed the crew and everything. So I'm gonna vote for La La Land.
What, is Kirk getting a drink or something?
No, he's coming.
I'm finding the closest bridge I can jump
We've
off
made him go beat his.
I don't want to be alive anymore.
He's coming to go attack sub T. Okay. Okay. So the bad singer moves on. Next bracket is Dead Man's Chest.
Oh.
This is the
Versus
Koho bracket. Yeah.
Birdman. Versus Birdman. Who has Bar? You haven't seen one of these. Which one is it?
I've seen both of them.
Okay, well, I'm surprised. Spence.
Can I go last?
Sure, Bar.
Birdman. I actually really do like Dead Man's Chest a lot. It's my favorite of the Pirates films. But Birdman, it's about the theater. So what do you think?
90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Scott.
Oh, this is really tough because I also love both of them. I think I'm gonna have to go with. Yeah, I think Dead Man's Chest has some of the best CGI ever, but I think Birdman is one of those, again, theater experiences I'll never forget watching it for the first time and coming out of it just being like, whoa, what did I just watch? So slight edge to Birdman, but they're both great.
Okay. Brian.
I think Birdman is one of the least deserving Oscar nominees and winners like ever. Meanwhile, if you look up here, there's a whole section of Jack Sparrow's up here above me. So yeah, Dead Man's Chest is my favorite Pirates movie. And I'm a pirate hooker, apparently. So Pirates.
You are a
You ignorant slut.
Oh, I think Holtzman's right, actually.
This is Dead Man's Chest is my favorite Pirates movie, and I echo what Scott said. Davy Jones's crew is like one of the best things I've ever seen on screen. However, Birdman is just fantastic. I've never seen anything like it before. It's a great movie, and I want that to be one. I hate whoever set up these brackets so much. I hate whoever set up these brackets. I'm like voting
bracket, by the way. Good job, whoever did it.
Next up. What moved on? Oh, Megamind.
Oh my God, this is Koho's top 100
versus Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen
Megamind. Spider-Verse.
I don't think.
I haven't seen Megamind.
You haven't seen
Raise your
Megamind?
hand for Megamind.
We'll go with Spence first.
Have you seen it,
Spider-Verse
Mo?
is a perfect movie, but Megamind is Megamind. I like chaos. I'm voting Megamind.
Stop trying to pretend you're Chaos Goblin. You're a troll.
Volcano Los Dos, bitch.
No. They're not either. They're an asshole.
Bar.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Megamind's actually a lot better than it has any right to be. And I do enjoy that movie, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is better.
Chaos.
Kirk.
Spider-Verse is one of the top 2 most overrated movies of its decade, no doubt.
Spence, he said this like 7 times. How are you surprised? Watch the show.
When a bitch is a bitch, I'm still shocked.
It's not just that I said it; it's like a fact. Like I don't have to tell you gravity's a thing for you to know that gravity's a thing.
No, gravity's overrated.
Yeah, gravity is overrated. Yes.
But and I like Megamind. I'll go Megamind. What the heck?
Chaos.
So 2 Spider-Verse, 2 Megamind. I'll be the deciding. Spider-Verse moves on. Thank you for that. There's no.
Thank you.
They're not even close in movie comparison.
It'd be really funny if it moved on.
It wouldn't be the worst movie
screen
moved on
does
this
this.
bracket.
No, it wouldn't be.
Okay, so the next one is Fargo
Ooh.
versus Her.
Oh, don't let Bar vote. Don't let Bar vote.
Let's get this over with. Fargo.
We're going Brian first. Go Scott first. I don't care.
I'm not a fan of either one of these movies. I mean, Fargo is one I enjoy. It's just I've never gotten the love for it. Her's kind of the same thing, and I don't like Joaquin Phoenix. I'm voting Fargo.
What did I mess up? Why are you laughing?
No, Sup T has entered the chat again.
I love Sup T. Okay. Bar.
It's my favorite film of all time, Fargo.
Okay. Kirk.
Yeah, I like them both. I don't like. I probably like a little lower on both of them than most people are, but I like Fargo a lot better. I with Fargo.
Scott.
I think Fargo won, right?
It's 3-0.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fargo wins. Okay. Next up, Ratatouille versus Inglourious Bastards.
Ooh.
I'm gonna oppose whatever Bar votes.
Fair. Scott.
Don't act like it's tough, Bar. I mean, Ratatouille is great. It's a great Pixar film, but Inglourious Bastards is my number 2 of all time. I think it's one of the best movies ever made. So, Inglourious Bastards.
Spence.
Ratatouille.
Okay. Bar.
Yeah. Rat.
Scott, this is tough.
Is it tough?
It is for me. There's one movie that I think is technically like a great movie, and I think they're both technically great movies. I think Inglourious Bastards is technically better, but being someone who has a deep love and attachment and grew up cooking, Ratatouille is a special place for me. Shut the fuck up, Jay Burns. I'm going with Ratatouille.
All right. I was my vote to Inglourious Bastards. Sorry. You misheard me.
Oh my goodness. Get the body bags.
Hey, Kirk, tell Kathy I'm not going to come over.
Dude, your dad was ruthless. God damn. You must be fun in restaurant.
I want to see FANZONE Sup T versus Kirk.
Brian, did you vote?
I did not. They are right. This is tough because you got like a mid to lower tier Pixar movie versus a mid to lower tier Tarantino movie.
What the fuck?
So I don't know. Between the two, I guess I'm going to go with Inglourious.
Yes. Fuck you, Andrew Barr.
So Inglourious wins?
Yes.
No, it's tied, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
Kirk hasn't gone yet.
Oh, you
No,
didn't vote?
switch their vote because they're a troll.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
I'm going to disagree with Scott here. This Ratatouille is not great. It is a overrated, like Brian said, mid to low tier. And Inglourious Bastards, I think, is my number 4 of all time. So, no question here. Inglourious Bastards moves on.
This will be the this next matchup will be by far the easiest matchup of the entire round, I think. It's Finding Nemo
versus Cars,
versus Ichabod and Mr.
Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Chaos.
I haven't seen
Nemo
Toad or whatever it is.
Oh,
you haven't seen Nemo?
No,
I've
I'm
seen
voting.
Nemo.
No.
He was
Who's
voting
voting for Nemo? You
Bar.
haven't seen one of them, have you?
I've seen both of them.
No, I haven't seen Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Bar.
Okay.
Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
So you two are
Tiebreaker,
doing
go in
Mr.
here. Go in
Kirk?
here.
Kirk?
Nemo.
Brian?
Nemo.
Okay, I decide this one. It's Finding Nemo.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Game over, man.
Okay, what do you think the theme of this bracket is?
Well, it's Koho's top 100.
Yeah,
so,
Yeah, he's not breaking the stuff that he put in the.
Oh, well, had I known that, I would have said Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Although, even if he does, we have to go by his list, and Nemo's way higher than
Hey,
Kirk.
Kirk,
I don't know the age. But you can drop him off somewhere. I promise you. You know, drop him off next to the Goodfellas, that sketchy restaurant, because he needs to learn some life lessons because he's making bad choices.
We're gonna heart to heart after the show's over.
Never mind. I thought the last one was an easy matchup. This one is by far the easiest slam dunk I've ever seen in my life. It's The Social Network versus Cars.
Cars is the worst Pixar movie. Social Network moves on.
Cars would be better if it was live action sports movie.
There's about 10 Pixar movies worse than Cars. I got to say that.
No.
But yeah, Social Network's still easy win.
Should have burned this place down when I had a chance.
Yeah.
Enjoy being backstage, bitch.
Yeah, I'm going with
Jesus Christ.
I don't love Eisenberg, but I'm not voting for Cars.
Scott.
Yeah, Patrick's right. I'd vote for the Cars video game over the Social Network video game, which is just called Facebook. But it's the Social Network, obviously.
Bar.
Social Network.
Okay, cool. The final matchup for this round, it's the Big Lebowski versus Clue.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Bar.
Look, I like the Big Lebowski. It's good. Clue is great.
What are we doing?
Kirk.
Definitely the battle of the overrateds, but Big Lebowski is less so. I'm going to go with Big Lebowski.
So it's 1-1?
Yes.
Brian.
Really? This is the easiest one of all of them. This is Big Lebowski.
Well, Big Lebowski is a shitty movie. Spence.
I only heard Big Lebowski. However, I like Hudsucker Proxy more than it. What's the other one?
Clue.
Yeah, Clue. Easy. Moves on.
Do you think that smoking drugs is cool?
Why did you bring up Hudsucker Proxy?
Coen Brothers comedies, way better. Way better than Big Lebowski.
I can't go that far, but it is one of the most underrated.
Big Lebowski is one of the least
one of
unfunny
them is
movies
based on
ever.
one of them is based on a freaking board game. The Big Lebowski.
So
and you can tell.
I'm Scott Harvey. I'm so smart. Board games are for losers.
I'm sorry, Scott. It's a board game for intelligent people. What's wrong with that?
All right, we're actually gonna
like 5-year-olds.
So we're gonna
Big Lebowski won, right? I heard so much
Correct.
bullshit.
Unfortunately, yes. So the matchups in the next round.
You have 2 more matchups, don't you, in Koho's bracket?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be.
Well, then you skipped 4 movies in his list.
Do.
How did I skip 4? Is that all your 16?
Well,
Yep.
because Lion King, Little Miss Sunshine, Up in the Air, and Sideways are all above Cars, Ichabod, Inglourious, Her, and Mega Man.
Oh, he skipped some for like top 100.
Oh, he changed it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was asked
Gotcha.
to omit certain movies.
Correct. We're actually going to stay in this bracket. We're going to move through this bracket and move our way back up. So the first matchup is going to be La La Land versus Birdman. Quick. Bar.
Jesus Christ, come to me last.
Spence.
La La Land, no
Muted.
La La Land. Okay.
La La Land.
Brian. Okay. Scott.
La La Land.
La La Land moves
You
on. Kirk.
are the worst people.
Okay.
Birdman should
Okay.
win this easy.
Next
Jeez,
up
oh
is,
man.
Next up is
Your precious Godfathers are going to win the whole thing anyway, so don't worry about it.
Next up is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse versus Fargo. Kirk.
Fargo.
Scott.
Fargo.
Brian.
Spider-Verse. It's lost already though. So
Spider-Verse, fuck you, Bar.
Bar.
Bar, be a chaos goblin.
Fargo.
Fargo.
That's no fun, Bar.
Does that not have sound on it?
No,
More
no
still
sound.
images in the middle of the show, please.
I don't know what the image was, but I don't know what they're saying.
It was
that
just
part,
Marge
but-
Gunderson.
The stream is haunted.
Okay. Okay. Next one is Inglorious Bastards. Go for it. Versus
Yes,
Nemo.
it wins.
Spence.
Finding Nemo. One of the best picture movies, one of the best scores ever. Fuck Return of the King.
Boatman remembers. Brian.
Nemo.
Scott.
I think we're still safe, but it's wild that it got to this point. Inglorious Bastards.
Kirk.
Yeah, not even bastards. I mean, come on.
Bar.
Well.
Like an old prospect drum.
Well. How the turntables.
Delivery is never not funny.
Come on.
I know.
Come on, Bar.
Finding Nemo.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Anybody looking for a Warzone partner?
Yes.
Get
Or
that
just-
mic away from your mouth. Stop it.
We'll talk, Kirk.
All right. Social Network, Big Lebowski. Bar.
Social Network.
Scott.
Love them both, but Social Network is, an all-timer. I mean, they're both all-timers, but Social Network.
Kirk.
I'm just voting against Bar the rest of the night. Big Lebowski.
Brian.
I agree they're both great, but I vote Social Network.
Social Network moves on. 3-0. Spence.
We need one more person to be the anti-Bar coalition. Come on, Scott.
So
Kirk, have fun when I vote for the Godfather and you voting against that by your own rules.
Oh, you need to take Bastards out of there.
Or you should vote against it, knowing that Kirk will vote for it, and then he'll still vote. No.
Pour one out for my dead homies.
And Spider-Verse you need to take out. So the final matchups in that bracket will be La La Land versus Fargo, Nemo versus Social Network. Next up, box office bracket, we got Frozen versus Endgame. Bar.
Endgame.
Spence.
Endgame.
Brian.
Endgame.
Scott.
Endgame, obviously.
Kirk.
Endgame.
Okay. Scott. Last Jedi versus.
Oh my gosh. I knew this was going to happen.
Bar. Oh no, Kirk.
Force Awakens.
Scott.
Go to me last.
Brian.
Even Rise of Skywalker should beat Last Jedi. I'm voting Force Awakens.
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, fuck you, Brian. Last Jedi.
Bar.
Fuck you, Kirk. The Last Jedi.
No.
Now you're all just being trolls.
I prefer The Last Jedi. I'm not lying.
Again, Force Awakens is my favorite Star Wars movie, but Last Jedi is probably either 2 or 3. And again, on the principle of the thing,
violence.
Last Jedi.
On the principle of liking.
Holy shit!
On the principle of liking bad movies.
Your favorite. Your favorite.
The principle of let's make this a meaningless bracket.
What a giant. You're the troll, Scott. You're the troll.
All right.
I still love The Last Jedi.
Yeah, he is the troll. He's become the thing that he hates most.
Oh, I don't think you deleted Lion King 2019. I don't think. Yeah, you didn't. Okay. Infinity
Deleted from
War
existence,
versus Jurassic World. Brian.
Infinity War.
Spence.
Infinity War.
I mean, yeah.
Scott.
Infinity War.
Kirk.
Doesn't matter anymore. Infinity.
This is how I feel. Exactly.
Bar.
Infinity War.
Okay. And then the last matchup is Frozen 2 versus Furious 7. Sometimes you have the St. Peter versus Murray State.
I hate the box office so much.
This could have been Avengers 2012 movie on, but no, you guys had about Furious 7.
Better really moved on, I'm sure.
I hate the millions of people who watch these.
Frozen 2 by a country fucking mile.
Not that far. Scott.
Didn't we say it doesn't matter if you haven't seen it now?
Yes.
I don't freaking know. Frozen 2.
Oh my god.
Kurt.
Anything but Fast and Furious. Frozen 2.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Are people honestly not aware of how terrible Fast and Furious is?
12 of Koho's favorite movies of
So
all
the
time.
matchups the next round will be Endgame versus Last Jedi, Infinity War versus Frozen 2. I think I know what meets, but who knows? Next up, no one picked up what this bracket was, but that's okay. We'll get there in a second. Gladiator versus It's a Wonderful Life. Bar.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Spence.
Wonderful Life.
Scott.
Although I kind of want to spite Spence. This has just turned into a spite battle for putting it over Rear Window. It's a Wonderful Life.
Kirk.
It's a Wonderful Life. It's not really, but it's a
Brian.
No one here is happy except for me.
Okay. So It's a Wonderful Life moves on. This one's pretty much an upset. Seven Samurais versus Jaws. The majority have seen. It's the people that have seen Jaws going to vote for Jaws. I guess you're voting for Jaws, correct?
Oh my god, sub T just like Dad, come on. Dad,
Yeah.
I guess
All right,
so. I think
Yeah, Jaws is.
Watch Seven Samurai.
Watch
Yeah, I
Seven
want
Samurai. I think that's what
I
we
have
leave
4
for.
hours to go and hate a movie.
I do mean to
Jaws.
watch that, but I just haven't, so I'm voting Jaws.
Okay, Jaws. Next one is Goodfellas versus Reservoir Dogs.
Wait, so is this AFI?
No.
No.
Is it Sight and Sound?
No.
Okay.
I would have known both of those.
Yeah, he's a slut for them.
I like how anytime you talk about good movies, it's old people movies.
Yeah,
Furious,
right?
Furious 7 and Frozen 2, that's great cinema, but
Frozen
old
2 better
people.
than Seven Samurai. Confirmed.
Oh my god.
Okay. I have no idea where we are. Oh yeah, Kirk, go ahead, break it.
What are the movies?
Goodfellas versus Reservoir Dogs.
Goodfellas.
Scott.
Yeah, definitely Goodfellas.
Brian.
Reservoir Dogs.
Spence.
Reservoir Dogs.
Okay, let's see here.
Bar.
Say bar. 2 people in the
Stop letting
anti-bar
Fargo
coalition
laugh.
did
He's
vote for
getting way too much
Goodfellas.
pleasure out of this. Look at him over there. Like friggin' Scrooge McDuck rubbing his hands together.
Oh, that's a mighty good choice there. Reservoir Dogs.
Dang it.
This is just spite shit. Now.
Yeah, don't let Fargo laugh anymore.
The second worst Tarantino movie moves on.
love
Like
this
Reservoir
show. I need this every
Last one?
No, but seriously,
Wait,
I
Scott, what did you
legitimately
say
like
about
Reservoir
Inglourious
Dogs
Basterds?
more.
What did you say
Hey,
about
how-
Inglourious Basterds?
How did he get eliminated when Reservoir Dogs?
Because you voted for Finding Nemo, you dope.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Are you
did.
kidding me? I did not vote for Finding
No,
Nemo.
he
I voted
didn't.
for Inglourious Basterds.
Those 3 did. Scott was on your side.
Inglourious Basterds is my number 2 of all time.
You
I would not
literally
vote
just took
against
out a
it.
gun and shot the innocent man next to you that was on your side. And let the
Seriously, I
3
was with
more.
you.
You let
No,
the 3 morons.
Okay,
walk.
I'm confused as who I'm angry for. This is the worst.
Communism was just a red herring.
7 versus the 3rd man. Kirk. No, Bar.
Thank you.
Whew. Either way, I'm happy. The third man.
Spence.
7 is bigger than 3. 7.
Kirk.
7.
Brian.
7.
Scott.
I was Marvin getting shot in the face in Pulp Fiction right there by Kirk, but I picked 7.
shot Marvin.
Brian is the speed bump.
Okay, so next round matchups for that bracket will be It's a Wonderful Life versus Jaws and Reservoir Dogs versus 7. All right, first matchup, Matrix versus The Godfather. Bar.
The Godfather.
Brian.
Matrix.
Spence.
We know where this is going though.
No, this is a Scott. I will Venmo you $10 if you vote for The Matrix over The Godfather, because then everyone can.
You should make the money. Because eventually, got to get one of the Godfathers
retroactively
anyway.
retract your Finding Nemo vote.
Well, I can't now because it's moved on already. So late on that. I'll give you one vote for the future though.
Godfather.
Fuck you.
Godfather. Kirk.
Yeah, Godfather.
Okay, Godfather moves on. 16 seed did not make it. The Dark Knight versus Godfather Part 2. Brian.
Dark Knight.
Brian. Bar. Sorry.
Godfather Part 2.
Spence.
Scott, I will give you a vote you can use anytime in the future.
You don't
The
need to give
Dark
me
Knight.
anything, Spence. Just say your vote.
The Dark Knight.
Kirk.
I think he's voting Dark Knight.
Godfather 2.
Scott.
I mean, look, I voted for The Godfather. Let's get some variation in here. I mean, The Dark Knight's in my top 20 of all time. Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Okay.
Kirk, you know how I felt last week?
It's official that Godfather 1's going to win it.
No, Brian, stick to your ground. Stand your ground.
12 Angry Men versus Schindler's List.
Alex.
Brian.
12 Angry Men.
Bar.
Twelve Angry Men.
Oh, Spence.
12 Angry Men.
Okay. Does that win already?
Yep.
Yeah, John Williams' Sad Violins play as Schindler's List is elimination.
Kirk, which one would you voted for?
12 Angry Men.
You'd have voted for Schindler's, though, Scott?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one is going to be The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly versus Pulp Fiction. Spence.
Pulp Fiction, but neither should be moving on to round 3.
There's a lot that shouldn't be moving on to round 3. Kirk.
Pulp Fiction.
Brian.
Not even close. Pulp Fiction.
Okay. Scott.
Why couldn't Minions be
Kind
in
of
this
close,
bracket?
but Pulp Fiction.
Bar.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay. We're getting to our national champion here. Okay. We'll just stay at the top and move to the bottom. Koho. Godfather versus Dark Knight. Bar.
Godfather.
Kirk.
Godfather.
Spence.
I want to remind everyone, The Godfather wins everything ever.
For a
Make
reason.
it special. Make it unique.
Yeah, because
Don't
nobody
go for
ever
the
talks
same
about Dark
thing.
Knight.
Shut up, bitch!
Fuck you. Betting on the 1 seed
It
is one of
was-
the most boring things to do in any sports thing ever. Bet on the wild card, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight's such a wild card, man.
It wins
Nobody-
everything ever.
This is
the
Dark
best
Knight
movies
movie you're
ever.
talking about.
I
I never
have
heard
so
of it.
many things I can do here, Kirk.
It wins every award ever except for Best Supporting Actor.
By the way, the next time I roll out the bracket for this thing, the whatever wins is removed from the bracket. Just to let you know, can never win the bracket again. Just to let you know. Brian.
Scott gave us Dark Knight over one Godfather. He's not going to give us both, but yeah, I'm voting Dark Knight.
Yeah, Brian, exactly. That's why I didn't feel bad necessarily about moving it past Godfather Part 2, because we all know what needs to happen here. It's The Godfather.
Okay. 12 Angry Men versus Pulp Fiction.
12.
I'll go first. Again, not even close. Pulp Fiction.
Kirk.
Man, I hate to do it, but I got to go Pulp Fiction.
Bar.
12 Angry Men.
Spence.
Come on, boomer movies. 12 Angry Men.
You're the most anti-boomer person ever.
I feel like I've ended up as the decision maker way too often tonight, but
Yes.
It's because I like you.
You're like that
the
10% of swing voters that all the politicians.
Yeah.
You're the
completely ignore the
judge,
base.
jury, and executioner. So.
I'm in the panhandle of Florida. That's where I am right now. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
I think that has a shot to take down Godfather. If anything.
oh, kill me now.
It's a Wonderful Life versus Jaws. Brian.
I honestly think Jaws is mid-tier Spielberg for me. I mean, well, no, even mid-tier Spielberg is better than 99% of other movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you the way that you are?
There's just a lot of other ones I like more, but I still like Jaws and the other one, So yeah, Jaws.
Scott.
Jaws.
Kirk.
Wonderful Life.
Bar.
I think Jaws is perfect, but just as a fuck you to Brian, I'm going to go with It's a Wonderful Life.
Spence.
I've made everyone mad here today, except for Brian. It's a Wonderful Life.
I think you
Hey,
probably
y'all-
definitely made Brian.
You also pissed me off because Jaws is my third favorite film of all time.
Jaws is amazing, but I vote for Chaos.
Oh, okay. Fuck off. Okay. Reservoir Dogs versus
Are we in the final four?
Almost. We're in the
almost.
Elite Eight.
Okay.
No, we're going to be in the lead eight. Reservoir Dogs versus 7.
I'll go first. Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
7.
Scott.
7.
Kirk.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
Hashtag Justice for Glorious Bastards.
Yeah.
Endgame or Last Jedi?
I'll go first.
I'm about to leave this fucking crap.
The Last Jedi.
Scott.
Endgame.
Kirk.
To piss Scott off because Kelly Marie Tran is a terrible actress. Endgame.
I just voted for Endgame.
I know, but you voted for Last Jedi last 2 times to troll me.
So
Endgame
wins.
Endgame wins. That's so fun. Scott, where's the chaos?
Well, here's the fun matchup.
You say chaos one more time, and I'm kicking you off the show.
Chaos.
I got it to that point, Spence.
There you go.
Infinity War or Frozen 2?
You people did this.
The
box office did this. Yeah.
This is not just. I just picked the box office because I think it's the most. I think it's the most asinine top 16 list I've ever seen in my life.
But you all voted for Furious 7 over.
I did
Endgame.
not.
That's how we got here.
I want to remind you, there's already one Avengers film in the next matchup. So to add variety, we should be voting for Frozen 2, which is what I'm voting for.
The funny thing is, Koho has deleted Frozen 2 already off, and we haven't even voted.
Oh, is that the case?
Frozen 2.
You don't know that because so many people here now are just voting just to piss other people off. Who knows what people are voting for anymore? Whatever wasn't Frozen 2, I forgot what we're on.
Okay, Scott.
We should have known it would devolve into this. Infinity War.
With these two petty bitches on the side,
I told you this was a horrible, horrible idea. We should have just taken the night off.
Or just not put these
You
people
did
on.
not tell me this was a horrible idea.
I did. When I said at the beginning, I said we're going to regret this forever.
Okay, so Infinity War. I'm just gonna move. Okay, La La Land versus Fargo. Spence.
La La Land.
Bar.
Fargo.
Scott.
Fargo.
Brian.
La La Land.
Kirk.
Neither of these movies should have made it this far, but Fargo.
Fargo wins. Finding Nemo versus Social Network.
Oh.
Spence.
Finding Nemo.
Bar.
Well, it's the social network. It's not gonna win, so I'm gonna pick the social network.
Brian.
Social network.
Kirk.
We're still in the box office bracket, right?
No. This is co-host top 100.
Kirk, remember how Finding Nemo got here?
Oh my god, please.
At this point, just answer so we can end this.
Kirk, do you want to agree with Bar?
I mean, I still have to vote, and you
Social
probably know
network.
what I'm
Social
going to vote for.
Ah!
So social network wins.
I was about to change my vote.
Okay, so we are now in the Elite Eight. This will decide the final four. Just to let everybody know what the brackets. Hold on, calm down. Brackets were, the first one was the 250 from IMDb. Second one was top directors off a list, and then I did their movie by popularity on Letterboxd to decide what film was. So Interstellar was Nolan's, kind of crazy. And then the next one
crazy.
was obviously box office, and the last one was Koho with variants. Okay. So we'll start there. Fargo, Social Network. Raise your hand if you're voting for Fargo. Raise your hand if you're voting for Social Network. Social Network moves on.
That's why I should have voted for Finding Nemo.
Wow.
We're gonna
Way to
decide
go,
something.
Kirk. This is your fault.
Nothing.
It didn't come down to my vote, Bar.
In game.
You should have voted for Finding Nemo.
How much is your response?
Raise your hand
If you voted for Finding Nemo, this wouldn't happen.
No,
Raise
because
your hand.
Scott still would have voted for the other one.
Raise your hand if you're
I
voting
would have
for
flipped my
Endgame.
vote.
Shut the fuck. Raise your hand if you're voting for Endgame
What's the matchup?
versus Infinity
War.
Endgame.
Well,
Yeah, it's 5-0. Okay.
Endgame wins, moves on. It's a Wonderful Life versus Reservoir Dogs. Raise your hand if you're voting for It's a Wonderful Life.
This is the bracket that got out of hand.
Oh.
It hurts me. It hurts. I don't.
It's
enjoy
a
it.
Wonderful Life. Okay.
You killed off 7 to let this one through? Oh, man.
Yeah, no.
I
Okay,
agree.
so It's a Wonderful Life. Godfather versus Pulp Fiction. Raise your hand for Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, the straight men are popping off for this one.
Okay.
I would like to
wins.
bring up real quick the amount of times that Spence has voted for Pulp Fiction after
I
slandering
don't
it
want
the way that
either of
they
them.
did.
I would rather have
we
Frozen
just
2
mute both
win
of
this
them?
fucking bracket than either of those fucking movies.
I love that we just resorted to raising hands because we don't want anyone to talk anymore.
Not at this point. I'm just done with it. Because there's just two people that are spite bitches, and I can't take it anymore. So Godfather moves on.
Bad idea.
If selecting a different one, if these two petty assholes weren't, these are the two that volunteered, and this is what I get. All right, so the final four is Godfather, It's a Wonderful Life. Who is Godfather, It's a Wonderful Life? Who's voting for It's a Wonderful Life?
Both straight white males. Spence, you sure you want to do
I'm
that?
undecided.
The Godfather is filled with straight white people. Italians are white, Kirk. They're colonizers. Fucking It's a Wonderful Life. At least it's like.
I thought It's a Wonderful Life just because Godfather wins everything. And
Yes.
So It's a Wonderful Life. 2 votes for It's a Wonderful.
That's all.
Godfather. Who's voting for Godfather?
Fuck you.
Okay, Godfather wins. That.
Hey,
and
wow, I
then
called this hours ago.
Endgame and the Social Network. Who's voting for the Social Network?
Will Social
on,
Network
Brian.
beat The Godfather? Is what I'm thinking right now.
Are you raising your hand?
No, I'm trying to think.
Neither one's going to be Godfather. It doesn't matter.
You never know.
Just got-
Bar's an easy convince. He's a slut.
I'll vote
over there.
for
He can just sway
Social
whatever.
Network.
So Social Network moves on.
Yeah.
Okay. Final matchup. Godfather, Social Network. One from top 250. One from Koho's bracket. What will win? And I think Koho's. What number did you have that ranked? What seed was
I
that?
think that was 8, 9.
Okay, 8 or 9 versus the 1.
I think Koho gets a vote this
or the
time.
2.
Yeah, I agree. I think
he gets
Koho
a vote.
should be this one.
Do you let me just ask you this: do you want to give Koho the satisfaction of having a movie from his bracket?
You want to have the? This has been
All
a
right,
great episode.
shush.
Shut up, bitch!
Kirk,
Yes.
between the two, what are you going with and why?
Which movie is Jesse Eisenberg not in? That's the one I want to go with. No, God, come on, Godfather. Yeah, it's a great movie. Oh my God, you know, Beethoven's Ninth is the greatest piece, one of the greatest pieces of music, you know, ever. Like people would probably vote for that if we were talking about music, but it's still good. Yeah, Godfather is the Godfather with my father. I've talked about enough that you know why.
Okay, Spence.
I have a little bit more respect for someone who like shouts their love for Phantom of the Paradise over The Godfather. Have an original opinion for once in your life. I think The Social Network is a more interesting winner and also a better movie. Social Network moves on.
Okay, Brian.
Jesus Christ.
Which one can I watch in one sitting without falling asleep out of sheer boredom? Social Network.
Okay, Bar.
Didn't you want to vote against Kirk?
The Godfather. Yeah. No, he wanted to vote against me.
Oh, here we go.
Scott, decide it.
Scott can save this whole thing.
Yeah.
These movies are like right next to each other on my top 100 too. I'm pretty sure.
Remember, you're thinking objective.
So
Whatever you
yeah,
think what you want to vote
I'm
for.
fine. I'm fine with whatever wins. I guess I get to decide what wins. And I believe in America, so I'm going with The Godfather.
Boo! Boo! Fucking boring.
Okay, so
where's my water horses?
If you have good taste in movies, it's not boring at all. Very
Okay.
excited.
So The Godfather did win. I, regardless of how it kind of divulged, I kind of like this idea. I'm not saying I'm going to bring it back all the time, but it's a life filler. I'm letting everybody know this now. Next week starts the top 100 actors. It's Barr, Jack Penchuk, Kaleb Koho, and Boatman. If you thought Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, you're going to see nothing compared to me and Jack Penchuk for 10 weeks. I promise you. That will make enough. His list is literally the dumbest list I've ever seen on Wireless ever. Like the dumbest.
I am so.
Hugh Jackman in movie 43.
So just tune in to see that.
Oh yeah.
Also, Kirk doesn't know this. Koho doesn't know this. Besides Koho's top 40, and Kirk's top 100, the entire schedule of YLS is being thrown out. We can't get a list. We can't get things going. Every week's a stress or draw. So there will be a post on the Facebook page tomorrow about topics that the community would be interested in. Please vote on that poll. If you're going to vote on that poll, I need lists for those polls. We will decide what fits me and Kirk's style and what we can do. But I love doing the show. It's my favorite thing of the week. I look forward to it. I watch a lot of interesting movies. So if there's wacky topics, if there's interesting topics, if there's crazy things that you think we can do outside the world of movies, we can branch out. I'm okay. Sports worked out really well. My whole thing is me and Kirk have to prep for the show when we do it, because I don't want to sit here, because I've seen other ranking shows in this community where I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I don't like doing that on the show. So that's why I work really hard to prep for the show. So if you're going to submit a list, if not, then YLS will come to an end at some point, because I can't keep doing it week to week and just doing like hey, you got lists for me? Like it's a struggle for me. So that's what's happening. Top 40 animated is coming. Top scenes is coming. I know there's plenty of people that are working on lists for scenes. Top 100 should be a lot of fun for it. And I'm looking for interesting topics. What?
Not top 40 animated.
Top 40 musical. Yeah. So you'll hear it's not as good as the play. The Broadway version. It'll be a shit time. They'll all be talking about. They'll be gushing. I'm off for a couple weeks. But yeah, interesting topics like the time capsule topic, the heist team. I thought those were really interesting concepts. I'm okay with doing more. I thought My favorite one we did was the heist team one. I thought the heist team was super fun. It was all ranked. We all went through them. It wasn't a long show. It was fun. So if you have those topics, fill it out. Koho will post that on the Facebook page tomorrow at some time, and then we'll get those going. Thank you guys for being on the show tonight. It was a lot of fun. Tune in next week. We start this long fucking journey with me, Jack Pinchuk, and Koho, and then Boatman and Bar fighting and bitching each other. So thanks for being out here. Sorry the Godfather won. Kind of not sorry the Godfather won.
Don't be sorry.
Fucking
Never
great.
apologize. Never apologize. Ever.
So we'll catch you next week. Have a good night.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Your guilt has been determined. This is merely a sentencing hearing. Now, what will it be? Death or exile?
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
Sold.
Normally, I would say Auf Wiedersehen. But since what Auf Wiedersehen actually means is till I see you again. And since I never wish to see you again, to you, sir, I say good